Kick with the intention of breaking your opponent's leg. Yes! This sounds like one of the least technical bits of advice you'll ever get. However, Yuki Yoza, former K1 champion, former Kyokushin karate champion, absolute kicking dynamo, he's tearing through the ranks of one championship, says this is one of the most important details you need to think about when throwing your low kicks, the calf kicks specifically. He talks about the angle of the foot, he talks about hand position, he talks about when to throw it, but one of the most important things he says is kick with the intention of breaking your opponent's leg. Sounds really untechnical, but let's break down what that is. It's an external cue. So there's two types of cues, internal and external. An internal cue would be turn your foot out, bend your leg, flex your leg, engage your glutes, all this kind of stuff that's related to stuff going on inside your own body. Internal cues. These can be really good in less intense practices where you're really focusing on form. Thinking about flexing the shoulder, thinking about extending at the trunk, all of these types of things. However, for maximum power and maximum performance, you're probably going to get a much better result with external cues. Thinking about kicking through the target, visualizing breaking the target. Imagine this, if you were trying to jump across a gap, I wouldn't say, okay, approach the gap and then bend your knees, flex your knees, engage your quads and your glutes, extend at the hip. You wouldn't think about that. If you had to jump across a gap to save your life, get to the other side, you would think, okay, I'm going to jump across that gap plus an extra 10, 20 meters. I'm going to visualize jumping 20 meters past that gap. And that's kind of the same thing here. A lot of people end up throwing low kicks as well, any kind of kick, and it becomes a point scoring tool almost entirely. People are thinking that much about just landing it and getting back into their stance that they lose a lot of the venom and a lot of the sting. Bas Rutten would talk about this back in the day. Every shot he would throw would be with maximum power. So even if it hits the arm, if it's a kick or a hook, they have to respect it. They have to be threatened by it. And any fake that comes off of it is way more effective. So what is it? It's just an external cue, and you can use them a lot in your training, thinking about kicking through the bag, thinking about breaking your opponent's leg. You've got to be careful that you don't just end up breaking your own though. So, point of the video, if something sounds untechnical, it could just be a good external cue. Use them in your training. There wasn't much to say in this video. Look.